Second part of training is with the calibration and the manual adjustment. In calibrating the laser, as was discussed earlier, the key switch puts it in calibration mode. We'll make sure the RAM is fully open, or at least you have 2 to 3 inches of clearance between the upper and lower tooling. You'll take a flat edge magnet, doesn't have to be any special magnet. You'll place at the bottom edge of the upper tooling. Make sure it's flush and parallel. You'll turn your key switch on, making sure to illuminate the lasers. Okay. You'll also make sure the lasers are below the tip of the upper tooling. Then the next step is to push and release the black button. This initiates movement downward of the transmitter and receiver in calibration. Then to confirm, you push the toggle switch upward, release, turn the key back off. It takes about approximately 10 to 15 seconds for it to calibrate. Once it's calibrated, it'll lock into place. You'll get a ready signal here, and the lasers will go out. If the lasers stay on and you do not get a ready signal, make sure you've turned this key switch to the off position, which is production mode. Because if it's on, the lasers are on, ready signal's off. Production mode, ready signal's active, lasers are off. Now, let's say that we're going from a tall tool or a short tool to a tall tool. I'm going to simulate. Instead of having to change this tooling out and wait, I'm just going to simulate with the magnet that I've changed this tooling to a 1-inch taller tool. I turn the lasers on to calibration mode. If you notice, I only have one laser lit, the rear is not. So I push and release the black button. Once I see the second laser, then I confirm calibration by pushing the toggle switch upward, release, turn the key off. At which point it's going to take about 10 to 15 seconds to calibrate and lock into place. Again, make sure you turn the key switch off. Okay. Now, we've calibrated to the taller tool. We've done our production. We're done with the tall tool. Now we're going back to the short tool. We place the magnet at the bottom edge of the upper tooling, flush and parallel. Turn our key switch on. We see both lasers on this one. We just push, release, toggle up, release, turn the key off. Going from a tall tool to a short tool, you do not have to wait to confirm, but going from a short tool to a tall tool, you do have to wait until you have both lasers before you confirm with the toggle switch. Simple as that. Whenever you do a calibration, use the 1 second rule. Push 1001 release, toggle up, 1001 release. As soon as you release the black button, that's when you want to push the toggle switch to confirm, unless you are going from a short tool to a tall tool. Then you want to wait until you see both lasers before you push the toggle switch up to confirm. All right. Now, let's say that we're calibrating and we forget we're calibrating. We reach in, move around the back gauge, or move material around, and we interrupt the laser as it's calibrating. What we may see is a result such as this. One head will be up high, one will be down low, or they both may be down low. In this situation, we have to do manual adjustment to bring the system back into sync in order to do a calibration. Now, as I said before, if we turn the key switch on and we we push the push button and hold it, the receiver will climb. If we push and release the black button, the receiver automatically goes downward. If we move the toggle switch upward, push it upward, the transmitter will go up. Toggle switch down, the transmitter will go down. So with this knowledge in mind, we'll use the toggle switch, and we want to make sure our magnet's in place, and we want to position the transmitter using the toggle switch to where it's just below the tip of the upper tooling. I accidentally hit the magnet, so I'll reposition it. But now I've got the laser right below the tip of the upper tooling. Now, we'll push and hold the black button. This will bring the receiver upward. Once the receiver sees the transmitter, it will hesitate. When it hesitates, that's when you release the black button. Just like so. At this point, don't interrupt the laser. Just go ahead and recalibrate. Push 1001 release. Toggle up 1001 release. Turn the key off. Allow it to complete its calibration without interruption. And once it's done, you should be ready calibrated. Okay. Now, as I said before, if we reach in as it's calibrating, or if we move material around, it will lose its calibration. It'll lose its sync. Also, if we allow the system to come down and see the bottom tooling or the material before it's done calibrating, it will lose its sync also, and you'll see the same result in which you'll have to manually adjust. Okay? That's your manual adjustment and your calibration. Take the magnet back down, place up here, and we're ready for the next step.